Most men over the age of 50 have heard the exact same advice on repeat for their entire adult lives. Drink 8 glasses of water every single day. Keep your body properly hydrated. Protect your long-term health. And for decades, they have believed it without question. They went out and purchased the oversized reusable bottles. They programmed their phones with hourly reminders. They followed the instructions precisely. They did absolutely everything they were told to do. But here is the critical piece of information that no one ever bothered to share with them. If you are past 50 and you are still consuming plain water, just standard water with absolutely nothing added to it, you are leaving one of the most straightforward and profoundly effective opportunities completely untapped. An opportunity to revive your energy, to restore your circulation, and to bring back the drive that has quietly been fading without you even noticing. Now, do not misunderstand me. Water is not the problem. Water is absolutely vital to survival. The issue is that once you cross the 50-year mark, your body starts demanding something more, something highly specific, something that ordinary water in its plainest form simply cannot provide on its own. And once I walk you through exactly what that missing piece is, I can guarantee you will never again look at your morning glass of water in the same casual way. Before we dive into the details, please do me a quick and simple favor. Hit that like button right now if you are genuinely committed to taking full control of your health with your own 2 hands. Drop a comment down below and let me know where in the world you are tuning in from. I sincerely love seeing men from every corner of the globe stepping up and showing up for their own well-being. And if you have not yet clicked that subscribe button, please go ahead and do that right now. What I am about to reveal to you has the potential to completely transform how your body feels on a daily basis. My name is Dr. Mandell. I am a board-certified physician with 12 solid years of hands-on clinical practice behind me, and I have dedicated a significant portion of my professional career to working specifically with men over 50 who walk into my office repeating the exact same frustrating complaints. I do not understand what happened to my energy levels. I used to feel mentally sharp and quick. Now I feel like I'm running on fumes constantly. I am doing everything by the book, and yet nothing is producing results. And almost every single time, when we start digging into the biological reality of what is actually occurring inside their bodies, we uncover the same underlying culprit, a molecule called nitric oxide, and the brutal fact that their systems have quietly stopped manufacturing enough of it. Let me explain precisely what nitric oxide does, and why it matters more than nearly anything else in your body once you hit 50. Nitric oxide is the critical signaling molecule that controls the relaxation of your blood vessels. When your nitric oxide levels are in a healthy range, your blood vessels open up with ease. Your circulation moves freely and efficiently, and your heart, your brain, your muscles, literally every single system throughout your entire body receives the oxygen and nutrients it needs to function at peak performance. You wake up in the morning feeling energized and ready. You think with clarity and speed. You feel fully capable. You feel like your genuine self. However, here is where the serious problem arises. Beginning around age 40 and accelerating at a much faster pace after 50, your body's natural ability to produce nitric oxide starts a steady and significant decline. By the time most men reach their 60s, their nitric oxide production can plummet to less than half of what it was back in their 30s. Half. And the vast majority of them have absolutely no awareness that this decline is even happening inside their own bodies. Biologically speaking, what this decline means in practical terms is that your blood vessels gradually grow stiffer and more constricted over time. Your heart is forced to work considerably harder, just to push blood considerably harder, just to push blood through a system that no longer cooperates the way it once did during your younger years. Your muscles receive less oxygen during any form of physical activity, which means they fatigue at a much faster rate. Your brain receives a diminished supply of blood, so your cognitive processing slows down noticeably. Your recovery time after any kind of physical exertion stretches out much longer than it used to in the past. Emotionally, the impact is absolutely devastating. Even though most men never make the connection between these feelings and this specific biological cause, that vague but persistent sense of being slower than you once were, that quiet, gradual erosion of your self-confidence, that frustrating feeling of watching your vitality disappear and having no explanation for why, even though you are eating relatively well, sleeping decently, and putting in your best effort. Practically speaking, it means that your everyday life feels significantly harder than it should. That dreaded afternoon energy crash strikes earlier and harder every day. The motivation to get up and tackle things gradually fades a little more with each passing year. And you start accepting this as normal, because everyone around you tells you it is simply part of growing older. Let me be absolutely clear. This is not just aging, this is a specific, measurable, and entirely addressable deficiency, and you have the power to start taking corrective action as early as today. Now, plain water hydrates your body properly. That is absolutely critical. Never stop drinking it. But plain water gives your body exactly zero of the raw materials it desperately needs to rebuild its nitric oxide production capacity. Think of your body as a manufacturing facility. Water is what keeps the lights on and the machinery running smoothly, but without the right ingredients arriving at the loading dock, the specific production line responsible for making nitric oxide remains completely idle. The factory is spotless. The equipment is operating, but nothing is actually being produced. What I am going to give you today are the exact ingredients that change that entire dynamic. These are the specific things you can start adding to your water beginning tomorrow morning that will provide your body with exactly what it requires to rebuild the fundamental chemistry of circulation, sustained energy, and lasting vitality. The very first addition you need is beetroot. If there is one single ingredient that every man over 50 should become intimately familiar with, it is beetroot. And I am not talking about those pickled slices you find on a sandwich at a deli. I am referring to concentrated beetroot powder. It is natural, it is potent, and it is one of the most extensively researched circulation boosters available anywhere in the world. Here is why it works so effectively. Beetroot is exceptionally rich in natural nitrates. When you consume those nitrates, your body takes them through a specific conversion process. Nitrates convert into nitrites, and nitrites are then converted into nitric oxide, the exact molecule your blood vessels have been desperately waiting for. What makes this conversion pathway especially valuable for older men is that beetroot's nitrate route largely bypasses the endothelial cells, which are the cells that line your blood vessels and tend to weaken and become increasingly inefficient as you age. So, rather than relying on an aging system to produce nitric oxide through the long and difficult route, beetroot offers your body a direct shortcut, a rapid pathway straight to the molecule that relaxes your blood vessels and gets your circulation moving again. Numerous scientific studies have demonstrated that a single serving of beetroot can produce measurable improvements in blood flow within just a few hours. Men who incorporate it into their daily routine consistently report more stable and sustained energy throughout the entire day. This is not the artificial jolt you get from caffeine. This is a real, enduring, biologically grounded improvement. How should you use it? Simply mix 1 to 2 teaspoons of beetroot powder into a large glass of water first thing in the morning. It has a deep, earthy flavor with a touch of natural sweetness. Add a squeeze of fresh lemon to enhance and brighten the taste, and I will explain in just a moment why that lemon is doing far more for you than you might suspect. The second addition is pomegranate. Beetroot gets the nitric oxide flowing, but here is the crucial part that most people completely overlook. Nitric oxide breaks down rapidly, especially in a body that is already contending with inflammation, oxidative stress, or a diet that is less than ideal. You can produce a burst of it and lose it almost simultaneously. That is exactly where pomegranate steps in to save the day. Pomegranate is packed with polyphenols, which are some of the most powerful antioxidant compounds found in any food on the entire planet. These exceptional compounds act as a protective shield around your newly produced nitric oxide, slowing its breakdown and keeping it active and effective in your bloodstream for a much longer period. Think of it this way. Beetroot turns the tap on, releasing the flow. Pomegranate ensures that the water keeps streaming steadily without interruption. Together, these two ingredients create something your body has likely not experienced in years, a consistent, enduring delivery of enhanced circulation. Research has repeatedly shown that regular pomegranate consumption improves blood vessel flexibility, helps reduce elevated blood pressure, and significantly increases the overall availability of nitric oxide. You should add 1 teaspoon of pomegranate powder or 1 tablespoon of pure pomegranate extract to your morning water, right alongside your beetroot. The combination produces a rich, deeply colored drink that starts working hard for your cardiovascular system from the very first sip you take. The third addition is L-citrulline. Now we are going one level deeper because there is a second distinct pathway that your body uses to generate nitric oxide, and you can supercharge that route with a single amino acid that the majority of men have never even heard of. It is called L-citrulline, and it is naturally found in abundance in watermelon.